Alright, picking right up with episode 3 of Fionna and Cake season 2. Honestly, wait, what was this episode called? It was like something with a lion. Am I wrong? I'm not gonna look it up, I'm too lazy. It's early in the morning. My coffee machine wasn't working, so I had to go get McDonald's coffee, which kind of sucks because they put too much ice in it. Whatever. This was my favorite episode so far. Honestly, it was really engaging. And the least amount of stuff happened, but it was still my favorite because it was very well written. We'll get into it. I'm more convinced that this season will follow the structure of the first season. I said last time the first 2 episodes are set up. It's really more like the first 3 episodes are the setup, and then the 4th episode is where the adventure really takes off. The inciting incident happens. Last season, it was going into Prismo's time room, introducing the Scarab, having him start chasing them around different universes. That was season 1. Season 2, I think, in the 4th episode, which is the next week's episode, Huntress Wizard is going to materialize in Fionna World, and then they're probably going to meet up with Prismo really quick, and then they're going to start going through universes. And then the last 2 episodes are going to be the finale. So I think that's going to be the setup for this season, similar to the first season, which makes sense. This episode follows 2 stories. One story is Fionna and Cake dealing with boy troubles, and the other is Princess Bubblegum, Marceline, and Simon trying to heal Finn from whatever is happening to him. Now, one of these plots is obviously more engaging than the other. I just find the Finn stuff way more interesting. I want to see what Ooh is like. Ooh. That coffee's hitting me. I want to see what Ooh is like in the future. I don't really give a shit about Fionna World, if I'm being honest. But honestly, in this episode, in a vacuum, the Fionna and Cake story was actually pretty interesting, even if it did feel like a major side quest. So basically, that side of the episode is Fionna, Cake. It starts out with them dealing with how the last episode ended, with them trying to buy the sweet spot back. I'm sorry, I don't really care about that story. Whatever. But they don't really focus on it in this episode. In this episode, they go to like a rave or like a party, because Fionna's ex, DJ Flame, is playing there. Cake doesn't know that that's why Fionna wants to go. They're going clubbing, that's right, that's the correct term. You can tell it's not something I really do all that often. But Cake brings her little boyfriend, and it's a cute little college-like love story, you know what I mean? And we'll get into how accurate it is, but it's scarily accurate. But it was pretty enjoyable. It had good animation, really pretty good character writing. I thought, even though I cared about the Finn stuff more, the Fionna and Cake side of the story wasn't, thrown in just to fill time. It didn't feel like that. It felt like it was progressing some character stuff. I really wonder if they're setting up a new love interest for Fionna. Maybe like an alternate universe Finn, or an alternate universe DJ Flame, because why else would we be spending so much time on Fionna's love life, which wasn't really a thing last season. Maybe it was mentioned once or twice, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this season really focusing on Fionna having a boyfriend. I don't know, it always kind of, this is gonna sound like cringe, but it always kind of felt like Fionna, there was a conscious effort from the writers of the first season not to go the easy route and just have the main girl character be obsessed with boys. Because that's a really popular trope in Western animation, and I really wish they would have picked something different. It's not bad. It's pretty well executed so far, but it just shocks me how the first season, there's a discussion to be had in Western animation and in, Western media in general, that characters in fiction who are women, they can be portrayed in other scenarios. I swear, I'm not trying to be I hate this term, but a woke, whatever kind of person, but it was always, I never really appreciated how much they let Fionna have her own story until this season, where they kind of focused on the relationship stuff. But again, still pretty well handled, so it's not like it doesn't feel too forced. Maybe it'll get really interesting. I mean, I don't know who they're gonna set her up with. They don't really seem to be bothered by Cake trying to date a human character, which is a whole other can of worms. So anything's possible, really, I guess. She could date an alternate universe Finn. In the Loki show, they kind of made it that happened. Loki dates a female version of him in a different universe, and everyone around him is like, dude, that's messed up. What are you doing? But Fionna and Cake writers don't give a fuck, so maybe that's gonna happen. Or maybe the DJ Flame stuff was shown as a contrast to Finn and Flame Princess, which was, in my opinion, the best part of this episode. And in the other people's reviews, I can see that that is like their main focus. So, spoilers. I mean, this review is spoilers pretty much, but the Finn part of the episode is Princess Bubblegum, Marceline, and Simon are trying to heal Finn. He's dying from this tree disease. That's what I'm going to call it. Obviously, Huntress Wizard hasn't returned to help them, so they're trying to figure out what to do. It was really funny seeing all these princesses basically obsessed with Finn. That honestly makes sense and is a really good continuation of how obsessed they were with Finn even when he was a kid, which is kind of screwed up now that I think about it, but that is what happened in the main series. Seeing LSP again was really funny. Hot Dog Princess, like, they really kind of gave us the fan service of the princesses in this episode. But they're all lining up and giving Finn like a true love's kiss, which of course isn't working. But Princess Bubblegum is like, yeah, whatever, let's just try it. Which is definitely Marceline wearing down on her. She made that happen, which is adorable. But yeah, none of the kisses work, and then Flame Princess walks in, and as soon as I saw the dramatic entrance, I knew it was Flame Princess. I was like, yep, that's who that is. It makes a lot of narrative sense, the development that Finn and Flame Princess have had. Flame Princess is even dating somebody new right now, but she still tried to kiss Finn to bring him back, which was just shows you how much these characters have matured. And her line of like, I really did love you, that was just honestly awesome. The Flame Princess appearing was my favorite thing to happen this season so far. Not just for the fan service, but for the catharsis that it gave for those of us who followed Finn and Flame Princess in the main series of Adventure Time. So that was really cool. Overall, this episode was just really funny. Like, the first two episodes had a few jokes here and there. They kind of worked, kind of didn't. This one had humor that felt more Adventure Time, and it really felt like punchy. You know what I mean? One visual gag. It made me laugh harder than anything. It was on Cake's phone near the end, where she's looking at different contacts for trying to find her boyfriend's name, M. Crow or whatever, and she has LSP in her phone as Ellis Peen, which made me laugh out loud. I was like, no way. They actually, like, that's so weird, but so funny. Fionna also said shit at the very end, which was awesome. She didn't say anything that bad in the first season. When I say bad, I just mean like mature. In the first season, she said a few hells, ass, and dams, but she actually whipped out the shit this season, which was, honestly, just shows you how much they're willing to do. So, like I said, the Fionna and Cake fail the Bechdel test portion of the episode wasn't as engaging as the Finn stuff, but it was engaging enough for one reason. It was such an accurate portrayal of college life in 2025. When I was in college, you might have seen my college video, it's on this channel, but when I was in college, I did not go to many parties. Actually, I didn't go to any of them. But I've had conversations with people who were at those college parties, and I was at a party school also, so it was extra at my school. People would go to the bar before, they would go to the party, and they go to the bar after, then they go to the after party, and that was the only thing to do in that city where my college was. And they were able to portray exactly why our generation needs to move on and do something other than just this as a young adult. I know that's biased. I sound very like, actually, I know what to do. I sound very uppity when I say that, but that's my opinion. It's just very expensive. It's really in your face. It's a personal taste, I get it, but I mean, if I'm not convincing you, look at Fionna by the end of this episode. It's not healthy. Whatever the name of Cake's boyfriend is, Mcron, such a weird name, I'm basically him. He left the party after 2 minutes because it was too loud. Dude, that is literally me. I went to the bar like maybe once in college, and I wanted to leave because it was so freaking loud. Like, nothing beats just sitting at home, having like a pizza party. You know, you can bring the beer, you can do whatever, bring the shopping carts and have fun, but you can't just do that at home. Like, it's cheaper. You can go to the bathroom, actually. You're not pissing on the floor of the bathroom. If you haven't been to college, it's an experience, man. Actually, I wanted to bring up their outfits specifically, Fionna and Cake's outfits. Something about their outfits, if I can find a picture, I'll show it here. Those sold the scene entirely. Something about how they were dressed up. It's like the writers pulled 2 people out of an actual club and just put them in the episode. I don't know what it was called, what they were wearing. I can't exactly remember. I don't have the clip on hand while I'm reading this script out, but whatever it was, I've seen so many people in those exact outfits. The scene at the end of the episode too with Fionna and Hunter was really well done. Fionna's basically, she's drunk, fully. She stumbles into Hunter's arms and tries to kiss him several times, even though he says no. And, you know, that is a really good way of portraying like just how far Fionna has kind of slipped. How bad of a situation she is in right now, her emotions. She's a mess. And I like how they really didn't hold back there. The writing it felt genuine. Obviously she was like, shit, I'm too drunk, I need to go home, I'm sorry. And she started crying. I've seen that exact situation from people that I knew in college, like my friends. It was just beat for beat. Like, I knew what was going to happen the whole scene because I've seen that situation play out exactly like that so many times in college. That's what I mean by scarily accurate. People who are too drunk to know what they're doing, they need help. I've had people who were so drunk they needed help going to the bathroom. That's how bad this stuff gets. But anyway, I don't want this review to just be me complaining about people drinking. That's lame. But the point is, that scene at the end was really, really well done, and that's why the whole Fionna subplot was honestly engaging. Prismo is still glitching. I really have no idea what that's about. He was glitching at the end of season 1, so it has to be something to do with the Fionna world becoming canonized, but I don't know what's going to happen with him. It was nice to see the Scarab again. That was a cool cameo. The Cosmic Owl and the Croak Dream. That was like, if you're really into Adventure Time, you know the Cosmic Owl and the Croak Dreams. The Coke Dreams, basically. But I like how this episode just felt very well balanced between the A plot, the B plot, and the little bit of Prismo that we got. Just a little bit. It was honestly perfect. This was a perfect episode of Fionna and Cake, and it wasn't even really progressing that much, but the writing was just very strong, and I really enjoyed myself. So, yeah, episode 3 was my favorite so far. I can't wait for episode 4, because I believe that's when the adventure is really going to start. They're going to go into the different universes, probably. I'm really liking season 2 so far. It feels more fleshed out than season 1 already. Season 1 had a lot to establish in the beginning, and they kind of rushed through a lot of stuff. Season 2 is taking its time. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys thought of episode 3. Gonna continue making these review videos. I'm just really having fun with it. So yeah, that's all for this video. My name is Candles. I love you all. Good night.